What's up, guys? How are you? Welcome into a Thursday morning episode of the Daily Juice Podcast. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all of my socials at Sports Talk Matt. And we are back after kind of a unique day. We ended up going 2-0 last night. So we're up 2 units on the day. So it was good. Hockey wins. We get there easy. It was 4-0 after one period. So we got that right. The NBA player prop with Cooper Flagg, that came in. But the Jalen Johnson prop that I played, he was not on the injury report. He was day-to-day, but he had been cleared to play last night. And then an hour before the game, he got scratched. So that was unfortunate. So only 2 bets in play. We wind up going 2-0. So up 2 units on the day. So it's been sort of a yo-yo type of week for us. Win, lose on this. I guess it was a win, lose, win. So let's see what today brings on a Thursday. So up for the week so far, and we head into Thursday where I've got 3 bets on Thursday Night Football between the Lions and the Cowboys. This game is a de facto playoff game. It's a de facto elimination game. The team that wins this game is still alive for a postseason bid. The team that loses this game, it's pretty much over. I just don't like the vibes for the Lions. I gave that out yesterday. I got 3.5. It's 3. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to take 3. If you're concerned about the 3, I think you can do a same game teaser. I think you can pull the total down from 54.5 to 48.5 or 48 and bet the over. And then take the Cowboys at +3 to +9. I think it's a fine way of playing this game if that's how you want to approach it. I have been sort of hesitant on long teasers and same game teasers. The books are wise to it, and the flow of the game is different right now. Like, this is a crazy stat from the Action Network that I want to give you guys because it is pretty remarkable to give you an idea. Right now, entering week 14, there are 17 teams listed at 50-1 odds, below 50-1 odds to win the Super Bowl, so shorter odds. That's the most of any season up to this point, dating back to 2010. The previous high was 15 teams at below 50-1 odds this late into the year, dating back in 2017. Right now, there are 12 teams at least 4 games above 500 entering week 14. That is tied for the most in NFL history. And all 12 of those teams are under 50-1 to win it all. There are 10 teams currently listed below 20-1 odds to win it all, which is the most for such teams that we have had since 2010 when there were 11. So what does that mean? That means that nobody knows anything, okay? My former co-host would say the other word, okay? Nobody knows bleep about what's going on right now in the NFL. It is wide open. It is wide open. And so we have the Seahawks at 14-1 and the Patriots at 11-1. But if you want to go take the Bears at 25-1, I'm not going to argue. They're the 1 seed at the moment. You want to go find the Packers, 18, 19, somewhere in that range? Go right ahead. You want to go and try to find somebody else, a longer shot? This is crazy. We are so wide open right now in the NFL. And so that's why teasing, the books don't know what's going to happen. Like, the books are confused by the numbers, and thus moving numbers doesn't always come into play. You're not getting the benefit this year by teasing games the way that we used to because of the fact that it is a parlay, so you're making it more difficult for yourself just to win or lose one play. You got to win 2 plays to win 1 in a parlay or a teaser. So we're making it more difficult on ourselves, in particular with how topsy-turvy and wonky this year has been in the NFL. Now, we've done pretty well in the NFL. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick, what the record is for plays in the NFL in 2025. Okay, we're slowly starting to get back. We're still behind. The Thanksgiving Day holiday really put us behind. So this isn't going to be totally accurate. We're about a week behind. But going into the Thanksgiving Day week, we were hitting at a 57.5% clip up about 12 units in the NFL. And NFL player props were hitting at a 60% clip for 2025, up over 5 units. So, we've done really well in the NFL this year and at the end of last year, but it's a very difficult year. This has been tough. So I've already given you out Dallas plus 3.5. That's a bet you guys could have played. You can play it now. We gave it out yesterday. It's live for tonight. I like the Cowboys here because I think the injuries are so dramatic for that defense for the Lions, but we're going to add to it. Before we do that, let's talk about our friends at Hard Rock Bet. They are the presenting sponsor of the Daily Juice podcast. There has been some big developments with Hard Rock Bet. It is now live in the state of Michigan. If you sign up today and place your first $5 sports bet, if it wins, you get $150 in bonus bets on top of your winnings. Plus, if you're into casino games, new customers can get up to $1,000 back in casino bonus if you're not up money after the first 24 hours of playing slots. You win money or go and get a casino bonus back. Plus, you get 200 bonus spins, winnings which will pay out in cash. Remember about the Hard Rock Bet Stats Hub with trends, streaks, and stats to help you guide your plays. Hard Rock Bet offers new promos daily, plus big legendary reward drops every Thursday. So whenever you're listening to this podcast or watching this podcast, open the app and check out what you've got waiting for you. Download the Hard Rock Bet app and make your first deposit today. So we got Dallas plus 3. What else are we doing? Well, here's the thing. You start pulling up some stats and numbers involving the Cowboys. They are 10-2 this year to their team total being over. The total for this game is 54.5, and the team total for the Cowboys is 25.5. That seems like stunningly low to me, to be quite honest, given what this Cowboys offense has looked like. So the Cowboys, let's talk about their numbers. 31 points against the Chiefs, 24 points against the Eagles, 33 points against the Raiders, 17 points against Arizona, 24 points against Denver, 44 points against Washington, 27 points against Carolina, 37 points against the Jets, 40 points against the Packers. You get my point. Okay? 25.5 in a dome in primetime with Dak Prescott for an offense that has been extremely productive this season. The Dallas offense is averaging 29.3 points per game, second best in the NFL. They're averaging 6.1 yards per play, third best in the NFL. They're going to move the football. Now, the Lions offense is very good too. You can bet the over in this game, but the offense for the Lions has been somewhat inconsistent. It's been hit or miss with this team. And last week, in a game that they absolutely had to have against the Bears, they didn't win it in overtime. Sorry, they won it, but they didn't cover as the game went to overtime. They were laying, it was a push, I guess, but 31-24. So you look, against Green Bay, they were 7-point favorites. They lost the game, not the Giants, sorry. They lost to Green Bay outright. So everyone's going to run and say, bet the trend for what has happened here for the Lions. They lose Dan Campbell the next week. He's highly effective. He wins. He covers. They were 13-1 ATS before they ended up losing to the Giants. That was the game they didn't cover. They won, but they didn't cover as monster favorites. They lost to Eagles. They didn't cover, and then they lost to Green Bay. So if you look at just from an ATS perspective, this has not been a good year at all for this team. So they have failed to cover in 3 consecutive games. In 4 of their last 5 games, they have failed to cover. They were 3-point, 13-point, 8-point favorites, 2.5-point dogs to Philadelphia. They lost by 7 on the road in that game. On the flip side, the Cowboys have won and covered 3 straight games against the Chiefs, Eagles, and Raiders. It's been pretty impressive what this defense has looked like since the bye and since they made the trades for 2 defensive players, plus they got healthy, getting 3 more defensive players. It's a totally different Dallas team. So I'm a little concerned about how many points Detroit's going to score tonight, to be quite honest. I'm not in love with how many points Detroit gets into. So I'm worried about that. It could be a 27-24 final. And then that game, it falls 51 and we're short. So I'm a little hesitant on betting the over at 54.5 because of how big that number is. But this is, as our guy Andrew Erickson has coined, Ford Field is the Coors Field of the NFL. So for that reason, I think it's better just to go team total, because I do think it's a little bit on the depressed side. We're going team total. Dallas over 25.5 points for this game. Dallas +3. Dallas team total over 25.5. One prop to get into, and it comes from the prop bet cheat sheet. It is Jahmyr Gibbs. It's a big number. Rushing and receiving yards for Jahmyr Gibbs to go over 117.5. Now, he did not do this against Green Bay last week, but against the Giants, he had an epic game. So you could say that was just kind of an inevitability when you have 264 yards, 219 yards rushing and 45 yards receiving up against the Giants. They win 34-27. Just a ridiculous game for Jahmyr Gibbs. The next week, he's going to have a difficult time. He's tired. So he only had 68 yards rushing, 18 yards receiving against the Packers, but he's had 172, 146, and 264 after the last time he didn't have it against the Vikings when he only had 28. We like over 4 of the last 5 games to go over. This is a 67% cover probability. It's a 23% plus percent expected value play, 5-star ranking on the BettingPros prop bet cheat sheet. Jahmyr Gibbs over 117.5 rushing and receiving against the Cowboys defense that still gives up big plays. Even with the Cowboys making changes with their defense, they still give up really big plays, both in the screen game, in the passing game, and the run game for that matter. We'll take Jahmyr Gibbs to go over 117.5 rushing and receiving yards tonight on Thursday Night Football. If you want more of a breakdown for this game here tonight, plus all the games happening on Saturday for the national championships, or the conference championships heading to the national championships for college football, you can join me coming up on my other show, The Bostonian versus the Book, to break down the Cowboys and the Lions. It is a 1 p.m. Eastern time start on the Bostonian versus the Book YouTube channel. That is at Boston versus the Book. Same handle on X, live at 1 p.m. Audio podcasts, wherever you guys get your audio podcasts. Immediately following the show being over, we'll break down everything happening for the football weekend coming up here today at 1 o'clock Eastern time. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me across all my socials at Sports Talk Matt every morning, wherever you guys get your podcasts. It is the Daily Juice.